Hello students, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to talk about health, and we are currently busy with different sports that we can play to improve our health. So let's look at what we talked about last time, and then we look at the new sport. So we are still busy with Unit 7, playing sports to improve our health. So last time we looked at football, or soccer as they would say in the US. And we talked about the different kicks that we can have and perform, and also how the game works and how to score goals. Now today we're going to look at a different sport. It's also a sport that I saw for the first time in Thailand. I've never seen this sport before, and it was amazing to watch people play this sport. So the sport that we're going to talk about today is circle or sepak takraw. Now, if you can see by the short videos we have here, it is a very interesting sport. And look, for example, on the right-hand side, how this lady kicks the ball above her head, and all the agile moves that you'll have to perform. So for a sport like this, we would have to do a lot of stretching to make sure our bodies are nice and warmed up. Because if we do all of these crazy kicks and moves, it's very easy to get injured if we do not perform a lot of stretching. Because stretching makes our muscles nice and loose and warm and be able to do these funny stretches and moves. Because if we don't, our muscles will be stiff and they will be very tight. And then when you try and do a kick like the lady on the right-hand side, it might be even possible to tear the muscle. And then we'll be injured for a while. So, Thai sport, circle takraw. Like I said, I only saw this sport for the first time in Thailand. So let's read what is this sport and how do we play it. So circle takraw is a kind of Thai sport to exercise and play for fun in the free time. Not focused on winning or losing, something we can do for fun. The basic skills of circle takraw. The basic skills for playing circle takraw are as follows. Kicking the ball with the inner foot. So you use the inside of our foot. Lift one of your feet and use your inner foot to kick the ball. Like we can see here, we use the inside of our foot to kick the ball. Okay, then we also have the instep kick. Slightly bend one of your knees and swing the other foot to kick the ball. When kicking the ball, try to bend your knee and curl your toes a little bit and point your toes in the direction you wish to kick the ball to. So this is very important. We have to bend our knees a little bit and then kick the ball. Like over here, we can see the knee is a little bit bent here, slightly bent, and his toes is pointing towards where he wants to kick the ball. So if the ball falls down here, you will kick the ball to this, in this direction. Okay. And the last one we're looking at currently is heading. So we can also use our head to hit the ball, just like we can in football. So slightly lean backwards, bend your knees, raise the hands a little bit, then stretch your body while using your forehead to hit the ball. You can hit the ball with your forehead, like the boy is doing there. You can hit the ball so that it just goes up and down by bending your knees and straightening them, and just lightly tapping the ball with your forehead over here. So this is the basic, total basic of sepak takraw. Okay. Moving on to the next page. There's another one, number 4, is setting the ball. Now, what does setting the ball mean? There are many ways to set the ball. For example, using your inner foot, instep, knee, or head to set the ball. So set the ball by using your inner foot. So this is using your inner foot. This is using the instep, or we can set the ball up by using our knee. Now, what does it mean to setting the ball? Setting the ball means we want to pass the ball to our friend so that he can kick the ball over the net. So by setting it, we're just lifting the ball in the air enough for him to kick the ball. Okay. So we're also going to look at how do we play circle takraw. So this is a mini version of normal circle takraw with a smaller number of players. It helps to create unity in groups. So why do we play with smaller groups? So everyone gets an opportunity to kick the ball and to play the game as much as possible. If the group is too big, not everyone will be able to get an opportunity to kick the ball or to play with their friends. So we make a nice small group and then we can play. So number of players, 2 to 4 persons. Circle takraw postures, for example, using the inner foot, knee or head to hit the ball. So that is what we need to play the game as well. The place a small surface area, not very wide. And how to play. Continually kick the ball around the circle for as long as possible. If the ball falls to the ground, the player picks it up and continues the game. So circle takraw is a little bit different than the international sport of takraw. And how is that different? Let me draw you a quick picture to show you. So the two main differences we have is, in the normal takraw, we have a court with a net over here. And we have a circle in the middle where you have to start from. And then you might have one player over here with the ball, and you might have another player over here waiting to play, and you might have 2 players also over here that are playing. Okay, but with circle takraw, we have a shape of a circle like this, and everyone can stand around the circle. So for instance, here is a place for someone to stand. Here is a place for someone to stand. Here is a place. So around the circle, we have places where we stand, where everyone can stand and kick the ball. So for example, we might have someone standing over here with the ball. And he will kick the ball, or she will kick the ball in this direction, so that this person over here can kick the ball. So then he kicks the ball to this person over here. This person over here then kicks the ball to the next person. Okay, so we keep kicking the ball in a circle to one another. So we keep kicking it, and if the ball falls, we pick it up and we keep on playing. So this one is the circle tricard. This is one that we can play for fun with our friends. Okay. So to carry on, we looked at now setting the ball, kicking the ball, and how to play. Circle tricard does not limit the number of players. What does that mean? If we look at our board here, if we want to start a game, we need 2 to 4 players. But we can have more than 10 players. We can have more than 10 players. Doesn't really matter how many we have. If we have, the more players that we have, the less time you have kicking the ball, because it has to go to everyone first. So if you are 2 to 4 players, you will kick the ball quite regularly. And if you are more than 10 players, you'll only kick the ball once in a while. Okay, so that's one of the main differences in playing with smaller or bigger groups. Now we also have something else that we need to look at before we carry on with our lesson, and that is, how do we avoid injuries from playing sports? Now these 8 tips are very important, because it's very important for us to play sports in a safe manner, so that we can, 1, have fun, and 2, also not get injured. So for number 1, let's quickly read these 8 rules at the bottom here. How to, the how-tos to avoid injuries. We don't want any injuries, so these points are gonna help us avoid any. Number 1, choose a sport that is suitable for your sex and age. What does that mean? It means when you are very young, you have to choose a sport that your body can play. So for example, we are in grade 5. Can any of you kick a ball like this and do all these funny movements? Maybe in grade 5 we are not able to do that. So we can just play the circle version of tricard, because the other version might be too difficult for our age at that young age. The other reason is also for your sex, meaning if you're male or female, like some sports are contact sports. Like in my country, we have a sport called rugby. Now, rugby, we run against each other and we tackle each other, almost like American football. And for that sport, it's mainly men that play that sport. Women don't play that sport in my country because it is very dangerous. And the women are the ones we need to protect, because they have to be the mothers of our children. So in that regard, we have to choose a sport for men or for women, male or female, and also look at the age at which we are playing the sport. So some sport we can play from a very young age, like tennis. Tennis you can play from the age of 2, 3 years old. Even football, just kicking the ball around a little bit. So these little exercises and small amounts that we can do can help us improve to play at a higher level. Number 2, always check the sport equipment before starting the game. Why? Why do we have to check the sport equipment? For example, if we do not check the sport equipment, it could be that the equipment is damaged. And that can also cause maybe an injury. For example, if the football is inflated too hard, if someone hits it with the head, it might cause a concussion or a head injury because we did not look or check the sport equipment before we played. Maybe also in different sports, like in golf, where you have to swing the club. If your club is broken, it can lead to injuries. And we also looked at ping pong. What happens if your ping pong racket might be a little bit broken? And if you hit the ball, the ping pong racket breaks and it can hit your opponent, causing an injury. So it's important for us to make sure we check all our equipment because we want to be as safe as possible while we enjoy and have fun while we play. Very important, you guys. Can't underestimate how important it is to just check our equipment. The next one, number 4. Choose appropriate sports equipment and do not play a sport that you did not use to play. So yeah, I do not always agree. So firstly, there's 2 parts to this. Let's read again to make sure we understand. Choose appropriate sports equipment. Yes. Do not use a volleyball to play football, or do not use a football to play sepak takraw or circle takraw, because it does not work properly. It's not the right equipment. We are not going to use a tennis ball when we want to play badminton. So choose the appropriate sport equipment, number 1. The next one, they say, do not play sports that you did not use to play. I say disagree. I disagree. How will you learn a new sport if you will never try it? You have to try sports. Try all the different ones and see which ones you like. You can't just run away and say, I don't want to play. I've never played before. Now let's learn how to play. Like in school, we learn from the books. In sport, we learn by doing a sport. So how can we learn if even the system tells us, do not even try if you haven't played? I do not agree. So that part in your book, number 4 on page 124, you can even draw a red line through it in your book because it is absolutely not correct to teach people in this way. It's for, I can say, make the same example by saying, never try and do math because you've never done it before. No. Sometimes we get injuries while doing mathematics. Our brain might get injured. It's possible. These things are possible. We all can get injured. How do we avoid injuries? Make sure we use the appropriate sport equipment while we are learning a new sport. If we use incorrect equipment, that's when we can get injured. But to not even try, no, I don't believe in that. We have to try and play all sports. And the most important one is number 5. One of the most important ones. Always warm up your body before starting sport in order to avoid injury. Very, very important. We always have to do a warm-up exercises. Now that can be maybe a short jog to just get our cardiovascular system or our heart working a bit. And also then we do our stretching like we looked at earlier in the unit or in the previous unit. So very important to warm up and do our stretches to avoid any injuries. Number 6, do not play sports in strong sun or in the rain because you might get sick. Once again, these are precautionary. Most of the time when we play sports, it's during the day, so the sun will be there. So don't run away from the sun. The sun is not your biggest enemy. This one over here, do not play sports in strong sun. I do not agree, because in Thailand, mostly throughout the year, the sun is very hot and very strong. So if we do not play sports in the strong sun, we will never play sports. So I do not agree with this one. What I would say is, do not play sports in strong sun without using sunscreen or any form of UV protection, being maybe a long sleeve shirt that you can wear, or wear a hat. But always apply some sunscreen to make sure that our skin does not get burned and get injured through that. And yes, when it rains, it's usually better not to play because we can get sick. That is true. And if there is thunder and lightning, it even becomes more dangerous because the lightning might hit the sports field where we are playing, and then we might have serious injuries. But in the rain, most of the time we don't play sports. Okay. Try and keep it that way as well. So there is 2 more. Do not overplay sport because you might get injured or sick. What does that mean? What does that mean? Yes, everything that we do too much of is not good. So too much sport might also cause our bodies to get injured or for us to become sick. Why? Because when we do sports, we exercise. So our body becomes tired while we exercise. Our muscles are working, our heart is working. So we are becoming stronger and stronger and better the more we practice. But if we do not rest, we do not allow our bodies to recover. And without rest, the chances of injuries go up significantly. And also, if you don't rest, we can also easily catch the flu or any bacteria or virus because our bodies are tired. Our immune system has not had any time to rest and to recover. So yes, play sports, but don't overplay. If you play 2 hours a day, maybe on a Monday and Tuesday, take a break. Don't play. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we can play again. Very important. Don't overplay. And then the last one is also very important, is strictly follow the rules. Why is this important? Because in sport, the rules are written as a form of, or as I say, governance over the sport, which means while we play the sport, the rules are there to make sure we play it fairly and that we are as safe as possible while playing the sport. So if we follow the rules, we are less likely to get injured. But if we do not follow the rules, it's easy to get or to become injured because we are doing stuff we should not be doing. Okay, so let me just quickly read through all 8 of them again, just to give you guys some refreshed memories. So number 1, choose a sport that is suitable for your sex and age. Number 2, check sport equipment before starting the game. Number 3, check your health condition. You should not play if you are sick. Oh, I think we skipped this one. We skipped this one. Let me quickly just talk about that. I missed that one. Sorry about that. But number 3 over here, check your health condition. You should not play when you are sick or if you are sick. This is also very important because when we are sick, there is already a lot of stress in our bodies trying to get rid of the sickness. So our bodies are fighting the sickness inside. If we do exercise, the chances of becoming more sick or having some serious problems increases by a lot. So when you are sick, please do not play sports. Take a rest, take it easy, and take care of your health first. This is the health class, so our health is the most important thing. Okay, then look at number 4. Choose appropriate sports equipment and try new sports. I'm going to keep that line there because it really does not help or benefit any of you to read this line here. Draw a red line through it. Number 5, always warm up your body before starting sport. Always warm up, very important. Do not play sports in strong sun or in the rain. So in the strong sun, we apply UV lotion or sunscreen, wear long shirt sleeves, wear a hat. Also, do not overplay sports because you might get injured or become sick. And the last one we have here is strictly follow the rules. Very important for us to follow the rules. Okay. Health benefits of sport. This is the last little bit we're going to do here before we write our unit test. So let's quickly go through the last little bit over here. So what are the 5 health benefits from doing sports? Number 1, it contributes to good health. Internal organs work effectively. So it just makes us function better. Number 2, build body's ability and balance. Strengthen muscles, very important. It makes our muscles nice and strong. Number 3, control the body. Weight for good health and personality. So it helps us to control our weight, which means we don't get maybe too skinny or too fat because we are training. Our body uses energy effectively. So, but for us to be able to control body weight, we also need to eat healthy foods to help our bodies to grow and improve. Number 4, reduce stress, boost energy, and get better sleep. That is so true. When you do sports, we don't stress or worry that much. Maybe we worry about the game because we want to win, but that is a good form of stress. Boost our energy. Yes, the more we train, the more energy we have when we are not training. And helps us to sleep better. And the last one, number 5. Sport boosts your confidence and dignity. Okay. At the bottom here on page 125, we have an activity. We're not going to do the activity. Maybe when we get to class in the future, we can look at that. But this is our Unit 7 test. I want all of you to complete the test. We have 10 questions. You have to complete all the questions. Complete all 10 questions and send your answers to the line group. So this is for homework. We need to complete all 10 questions and send our answers to the line group. Now, as per usual, I can't let you do all 10 by yourself, so I will do one with you. The first one. So let's darken the circle to choose the correct answer. So let's go. Which part of the body should a runner stretch when getting close to the finish line? Going to be your foot. It's going to be your foot. Because a runner uses mainly his feet and legs for running. So you have to stretch that when you get close to the finish line. Okay. So please answer questions 2 to 10. You got 1 free mark from teacher. I always have to give you at least 1 free mark to show you that I care. Okay. And after that, we are finished. But first, let's quickly play a game of rock, paper, scissors. If you win, congratulations. If not, it's okay. We try again next time. Okay. So please get ready. And let's see if you can beat the teacher. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. Shoot. Teacher has the paper. So if you have the scissor, you beat me. Congratulations. Woo-hoo. If not, unfortunate, but it's okay. We will try again next time. Thank you guys for watching this video. And if you are still here, I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.